Good morning. Here's what's going around in the world of sports. Around the world of sports. Let's do this. The Nigeria Football Federation says Bitrus Bewarand remains the technical director of football governing body, and that at no time has the body called for applications from candidates for his position, not to talk of appointing anyone into the post. Speaking in Abuja yesterday, the chairman of NFF Technical Development Committee, Yusuf Ahmed Fresh, said the clarification comes necessary against the background of the wide circulating and misleading reports of the appointment of Daniel Amokachi, a former Super Eagles captain and coach, as head of NFF Technical Department. Super Eagles and Villarreal winger Samuel Chukwueze's move to Barcelona is gradually gaining grounds, as reports have suggested that the Spanish club will cash in on the Nigerian international for injured Ousmane Dembele. UEFA recently agreed La Blaugrana's request to sign a player for injured Luis Suarez and the French international, who has been ruled out of the season. Chukwueze has scored 5 goals this season, and his performances so far has aroused the interest of top Premier League clubs. Liverpool's £30 million bid was rejected by Villarreal, but Chelsea and Man City have also joined the race for Chukwueze, who has a buyout clause set at €65 million. Nigeria international Victor Osimhen has been named among top 3 fastest players in the French Ligue 1 with data from Stats Perform. Montpellier's Algeria international striker Andy Delors recorded the fastest speed in a Ligue 1 match this season against Saint Etienne on February 9, clocking 36.8 km per hour. Lille's Osimhen and PSG's Kylian Mbappe are the 2 most consistent players at high speed. The two 21-year-olds are the only players who have recorded at least 35 km per hour during League 1 Conforama games this season. In 24 league outings, Osimhen has registered his name on the score sheet 13 occasions, while Mbappe has tallied 15 goals in 18 outings. Super Eagles midfielder Joe Aribo's Rangers have been fined £15,000 by the Scottish FA for failing to act in orderly fashion in games against Celtic and Hibernian in December. The charges relate to behavior during the wins at Celtic Park and Easter Road. Rangers have previously stated they were astounded by the charges and will contest them in the most robust manner possible. Super Falcons forward Ebere Oji says she's delighted to secure a move to Swedish Damallsvenskan outfit Linköping on a 1-year deal. The 27-year-old linked up with Olof Junoga's ladies following a brilliant showing with lower league club Umeå last year, scoring 11 goals in 26 appearances. Nigerian duo Emmanuel Dennis and David Okereke have been named in Club Brugge squad for today's Europa League round of 32 clash against Manchester United. Club Brugge will host the first leg encounter at their home ground, and again Dennis has featured in 10 games in Europe for Club Brugge this season and scored 3 times, while Okereke has played 8 games for the club but is yet to score a goal this season. The Moroccan Football Federation has submitted a bid to host the finals of this year's Confederation of African Football (CAF) club competitions in both the Elite African Champions League and the second-tier African Confederation Cup. Morocco is proposing to stage the 2020 Champions League final at Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca, while the Moulay Abdellah complex in Rabat is being put forward as potential host for the Confederation Cup. Manchester City returned to winning ways after a tumultuous week with a comfortable 2-0 victory over West Ham yesterday. Postponed by 10 days due to Storm Sierra, the champions let their football do the talking with a display of attacking dominance in their first game since receiving a 2-season ban from all UEFA competition. Rodri opened the scoring on the half hour with first Etihad Stadium goal before Kevin De Bruyne wrapped it up at the 3 points after the hour, as Pep Guardiola's side consolidated second in the Premier League by moving 4 points clear of third place Leicester, who they will face on Saturday. Tottenham are facing an uphill battle to qualify for the Champions League quarter-finals after they suffered a 1-0 loss to RB Leipzig in the first leg of their last 16 tie at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Timo Werner scored from the penalty spot in the 58th minute after Ben Davies had fouled Conrad Lamere, but the final score could have been far worse for Jose Mourinho's side had the visitors converted a string of early chances. In another match, Atalanta's fairy tale Champions League debut campaign looks set to continue into the quarterfinals after they thumped Valencia 4-1 to take a commanding lead into the second leg of the last 16 tie. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says Odion Ighalo is in contention to start the first leg of the Europa League last 32 games against Club Brugge today. Ighalo came on in the dying embers of United's 2-0 victory over Chelsea over Monday and was denied a debut goal when through a one-on-one with goalkeeper Willy Caballero. The former Watford striker has not started a match since Shanghai Shenhua were beaten by Guangzhou Evergrande on December 1st, 2019. But Ighalo could benefit from Solskjaer's rotation as United prepare for the second of 3 fixtures this week. Still on Manchester United, Marcus Rashford's injury is more severe than the club expected. Is touch and go if he will play again this season. The England international was injured after coming on as a substitute during the FA Cup third-round replay win against Wolves on the 15th of January. The forward has scored 19 goals for United this season and is also out for the Euro 2020 campaign this summer. A French football player has been handed down a 5-year ban for biting a rival player's penis. The victim reportedly received 10 stitches and was forced to take 4 days off work. The amateur player has been given 5-year suspension from his local league in eastern France after a white post-match car park brawl. The Terville player who received the gruesome penis injury was also suspended for 6 months. Nigerian national boxing coach Anthony Konyewachi has expressed sadness after the camp of Nigeria's boxing contingent was dissolved on Tuesday on the ground of lack of funds ahead of Africa Boxing Olympic qualifiers. Konyewachi, speaking to newsmen, revealed that it was indeed frustrating to have embarked on such hopeful venture just to prepare boxers for the task of picking qualification tickets for the boxing event at the Tokyo Games. He added that Nigeria's eventual failure to attend the qualifiers will have quashed the hopes and dreams of the boxers who will have been denied a real chance to make the Olympics. Nigeria will have one more opportunity for the Olympic qualifiers through the World Qualifiers in France by April 2020, which is a far tougher route and of course most likely does not yield qualification for Africans. Nigerian-born British 2-time world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua visited his native hometown Shagamu in Ogun State yesterday, where he was given a heroic welcome by his delighted kinsmen. Joshua, who arrived in Nigeria yesterday morning, also took to work by getting himself enrolled into the National Identity Management Commission (NIMC) data, though the process was dragged into a whirlpool of criticism. The visit came barely 6 months. He came to Nigeria and paid a courtesy visit to Makoko area of Lagos State ahead of his much anticipated fight against Mexican heavyweight star Andy Ruiz Jr. British heavyweight boxer Tyson Fury says his epic rematch with Deontay Wilder this weekend is the biggest fight of the last 50 years. Fury, who will face WBC heavyweight king Wilder at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, said the fight is the biggest contest since the fight of the century when Joe Frazier had pointed Muhammad Ali in 1971. Like Ali and Frazier back then, both champions are undefeated, and Fury is predicting fireworks. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder has vowed to surpass his idol, Muhammad Ali, by knocking out Tyson Fury to land another defense of the world heavyweight title. As Tyson Fury continues to promise a knockout in Saturday's rematch, Wilder is eyeing moving beyond legend Ali's mark of 10 consecutive defenses of the heavyweight title. Wilder will trail only the likes of Joe Louis, Larry Holmes, Vladimir Klitschko on the list of heavyweights with the most consecutive defense of the world title fight. That's about it on today's edition of Kennis Sports.